Imagine waking up one morning and never touching the floor. Your blanket drifts upward, your phone floats past your face, and the glass of water explodes into tiny droplets. In that moment, Earth's gravity has vanished, and your bedroom becomes a slow-motion explosion. Outside, streets explode into chaos. Cars lift off highways, buses drift into the air, and people who were just walking to work suddenly find themselves tumbling upward. It looks almost like slow-motion flying, until buildings, vehicles, and bodies start colliding. Modern buildings are designed for a world where weight pulls everything down. Take that away, and they don't just float. Floors slide off columns, glass panels pop out of frames, and entire skyscrapers come apart like stacks of cards blown sideways. Right now, gravity holds an invisible ocean of air around our planet. Take that away, and the atmosphere starts leaking into space. The sky darkens, the air thins, your ears pop, and breathing turns into a struggle as the world slowly runs out of oxygen. Only sealed, pressurized places would stand a chance. Submarines, underground bunkers, isolated labs. Inside, air can't escape so quickly. You don't suffocate right away, but you do float. And every tool, cable, and cup becomes a hazard in permanent zero gravity. Water doesn't stay put either. Waves no longer fall. Oceans rise out of their basins, and coastlines turn into weightless tsunamis. Over time, Earth's blue skin peels away, forming huge drifting clouds of vapor and ice, escaping into space with the last of the air. Deep below your feet, gravity has always squeezed rock together, keeping Earth's crust under constant pressure. Take that pressure away, and the planet relaxes like a clenched fist opening. Faults rip open, plates shift, and the ground itself starts to come apart. Skyscrapers were never meant to float. Without weight, floors slide off columns, facades peel away, and entire towers slowly shred themselves into drifting clouds of glass, steel, and concrete, turning city canyons into three-dimensional debris fields. Gravity doesn't just hold you to the ground. It holds the planet together. Without it, Earth relaxes from the inside out. The crust splits, the mantle swells, and over time the world stops being a solid sphere and starts becoming a drifting cloud of broken rock. Over time, Earth stops being a home and becomes a hazard. A drifting cloud of rock, ice, and metal, still orbiting the sun for a while. Maybe a few survivors escape in sealed habitats, but from a distance, our broken planet is just another piece of cosmic debris. Survival now depends on metal walls and math. No ground, no rain, no gravity, just life support systems humming in the dark. Every filter, every bolt, every course correction has to work perfectly. Because out here, one mistake doesn't mean you fall. It means you drift forever. Imagine growing up in a world with no floor. For the children born in orbit, down is just something in old stories. They'll never feel rain on their skin or dirt under their feet. To them, gravity is as mysterious and distant as any lost myth. With Earth gone, survival means movement. The last habitats fire their engines and leave the ruins behind, chasing faint signals of distant worlds. There is no guarantee of a new home, only a choice: drift until systems fail, or gamble everything on the dark. In reality, gravity isn't going anywhere. It's built into the fabric of our universe. But imagining a world without it reminds us just how fragile our normal really is. Oceans, air, cities, our own bodies, everything we take for granted depends on invisible forces holding us together. On the last habitat, engineers try to cheat the universe. Spin a ring fast enough and the floor comes back. Artificial gravity isn't perfect, but for fragile bones and tired hearts, even a small pull towards something that feels like down can mean the difference between surviving and fading away. None of this is likely to happen. Gravity won't just switch off. But the thought experiment still matters because it shows us how much of our lives rests on forces we never see. The next time you feel your weight on the ground, remember, normal is not guaranteed, it's maintained. Gravity is just one of the invisible frameworks we live inside. Magnetism, air pressure, friction, even trust in technology. None of them are obvious until they fail. A world without gravity is extreme, but it's a reminder. We're always standing on things we don't see. Maybe gravity will never vanish, but climate can change, systems can fail, and the rules we rely on can shift. Thinking about losing gravity isn't just about physics. It's a reminder to notice the invisible foundations of our lives before they start to crack. Now bring it closer. Imagine it happens not to the whole planet in some distant scenario, but right here, right now, in your room, with your phone in your hand. 1 second, everything is normal. And the next, the floor stops being the place everything falls to. So now you've seen this world fall apart and drift away. But the real question is personal. If gravity vanished for you right now, what would you notice first? The fear, the freedom, or just how many things in your life you never realized were quietly holding you up? In reality, gravity isn't a switch you can flip. It's the way mass bends space-time itself. To make it suddenly vanish, you'd have to rewrite the laws of physics everywhere at once. That's why our scenario stays a thought experiment, but a powerful one. We use impossible scenarios for a reason. When you strip away gravity, you see how everything depends on it. The same is true for climate, infrastructure, and trust. You only really notice the foundations when they start to shake or when you imagine them gone. Real astronauts already live without weight, but they still orbit inside Earth's gravity well. Their world is controlled, engineered, predictable. Our scenario is different. Not microgravity in a safe station, but gravity gone everywhere, all at once, with no one prepared. If gravity is too hard to lose, there are other pillars we could imagine breaking. What if the atmosphere thinned overnight? What if Earth stopped rotating? Or what if the magnetic field shut down? Each impossible scenario reveals something real we depend on without noticing. If anyone survived long-term in a world without gravity, they'd have to build tiny islands of artificial down, spinning habitats, sealed tunnels, rotating drums. Not to rebuild the old Earth, but to create small pockets where walking, eating, and sleeping make sense again. In the end, none of this is really happening. It's pixels on a screen and a story in your head. A visualization to make something invisible feel real. Gravity is safe for now, but the habit of asking, "What if it wasn't?" might be the thing that keeps us safer. Before you click away, take one look around you. Every object staying where you left it, every step feeling solid, every breath easy to take, that's gravity quietly working. It's not dramatic, but it's the reason your world doesn't drift apart. If you enjoyed this dive into an impossible world, there are plenty more pillars to pull on. What if the air thinned? What if the sun got brighter? What if time flowed differently for you than everyone else? Each what if is a new way to see the world you already live in. If you could pull on one more thread, which would you choose? The air we breathe, the sun we orbit, the time we live inside? Tell me in the comments which what if you want to see next, or invent your own impossible twist on reality. For now, gravity is still here. Your feet still land. Your coffee still stays in the cup. And Earth still holds together under your next step. But the questions don't have to stop. If you want more impossible worlds to explore from the safety of this one, hit subscribe.